What's up, everybody? Celtic Character here, back with another video with those 10s and 20 views. It's Saturday, which means it's time for my Saturday reaction. I don't know what this segment's going to be called, but it's Saturday, so I do reactions to kind of whatever the heck I want type thing. So, we are getting things situated for the Twitch. Also, new slight setup when I'm gaming. So, haha. It is like this. I put in the chat the same way I did with the hockey, and it just seems to be working better because I can get it up easier instead of trying to fight with stream elements and whatnot. But today we are reacting to Joe Cats, a crap guide to D&D 5th edition. I do play D&D. I have a drow elf named Sophie, who is a kind of fusion of Starfire meets Raven. She's an airhead, but she doesn't trust people. But enough of that. Let's see what he has to say. I found him by accident when I was like kind of looking at Monster Hunter, and he did a crap guide on Monster Hunter. The videos are short, quick. That's why there's not going to be like the Barbarian, because these videos will come in quick and heavy. Of course, this is his logo. Link to the playlist down below. Let's get to it.
It's too cold outside. What shadowy hints of my easy-to-miss social life is dying, and I also want to argue about how pop culture characters fit into alignment charts. So it's time to make like a bunch of famous voice actors and Dungeons some Dragons. Odds are plenty of...
Yeah, that sounds about accurate, because currently, in my neck of the woods, I'm pulling up my weather app, it is 31 feels like 21.
You dorkbags have heard of the hobby, but have as little understanding about how it works as anyone over 60 has about being content with living as a single childless adult who doesn't care about where they live so long as it's a roof over their head and the neighbors don't shout out racial slurs. Unless it's...
God damn it. Great, I don't want neighbors. There's the difference. I don't want neighbors.
That half-elves, the filthy, knife-eared mongrel mutts. So print out some character sheets, go shopping for some loaded dice, pack some expired snacks, call up all those friends you can only tolerate, and put on your favorite wizarding hat. It's time to do some motherfucking role-playing. Welcome to a crap guide to D&D.
I missed. Yeah, he loves the Wiggler head from Monster Hunter.
Do you like hitting things? What am I saying? Of course you do. Everybody does. I most certainly do. All the time. Like now. And hitting things is the best thing about D&D. You can hit literally anything you want. Better yet, you can hit it with a big fuck-off axe while flying into a bloodthirsty rage so potent you could be forgiven for mistaking it for some kind of super rabies. The Barbarian is the best class for hitting everything and everyone hard enough they explode into a huge puff of confetti or a shower of blood and organs. What's the difference? They're pretty much the same thing. You get a D12...
Yeah, it's the one class I haven't played yet because I'm like, I would love to make like the super smart guy who's just like, well then, I guess there's only one thing to do. Go on the rage? No, talk out our problems. Of course go on the rage!
For your hit die, one of the only times you'll ever use a D12, but it does mean you'll be soaking up hits better than my pillow soaks up tears after I take a look in the mirror for a few seconds. You start with just about every important combat proficiency and any weapon of your choice. And if you're taking recommendations, I highly suggest going for the dual-wield chainsaw shotgun laser earrings with detachable missile launchers and drink dispensers.
That'll be a homebrew, which isn't part of like any actual official set. Always check with your dungeon master.
Ooh, and they have built-in cup holders. Look at that. No tool proficiencies, but who cares? Nobody uses tools anyway. You pick them to add to your character for backstory purposes and then forget they exist because you only ever roll for skill checks anyway, you lazy, thoughtless gobblebright. Yes, I just made that up, and it's what you are, you stinky feigl bitch. In fact, who even needs armor? Your pure, unadulterated chutzpah will block enemy blows better than even the shiniest of chainmail bikinis. Better yet, you have spider sense, which assists in you avoiding traps, spells, obligatory social events, and laundry. And of course...
Yes.
Of course, the signature trait of the Barbar is being able to enter a ferocious frenzy of force that foes will fear for all their fannies. During your rage, you may be easier to hit, but at the game that you are better at hitting everything else. And not just that, your muscles grow to the size of crag-face garmoofis.
That's a made-up word.
I don't care that the things I'm using for analogies aren't real. Intelligence is a dump stat anyway. That's why mine is the number that comes after 3. And now you know how to play Barbarian. You're welcome.
That is his whole shtick, and... Oh, he's gonna have... Oh, it's right here. Right on it. Mini action figure of the Barbarians. They'll slowly invade the table. So let's go on to the next one. I'm in a goddamn playlist. I was in the playlist. I thought it was. Oh, Go check out Tom Grossi if he's still streaming. No, I didn't want to do that.
It's too cold out.
Playlist. Play. There we go.
It's too cold outside. What shadowy hints of
There we go. There we go.
frail spell
There we go. I thought I had a playlist pulled up.
casters? Whack. Close quarters combatants? Whack. Immobile tanks? Whack. Me? I'm tight as fuck. First time playing D&D.
Oh, this must be the Bard. Yes.
I realized I'm too cool for any sort of specialized role, but that was only because I hadn't figured out that there's only one way to play it right. With a sword in one hand and a harp in the other, shouting my greatness from the rooftops, laying bitches and slaying.
What'd that say?
To play it right. With a sword in one hand and a harp in the other, shouting my great.
Yeah, I guess he's a Steelers fan. It would be better if you just put up there, I'm a Golden God, which would be a reference to a movie Almost Famous. Good movie.
Greatness from the rooftops, laying bitches and slaying witches. Or is it laying witches and slaying bitches? I can't quite remember. I was too busy giving the tavern owner a reason to stay in business. Welcome to a crap guide to D&D.
Yeah, sounds about right.
The jack of all trades, master of none is still better than someone who only has one gimmick and has to hide for the rest of the fight because they've run out of class features and spell slots. If the sword and shield were an RPG class, it would be the bard, one that's good at doing everything and
He loves the Sword and Shield and Monster Hunter.
doing every one. You can cast spells, learn tons of skills, support allies, harm allies, support enemies, woo crowds, boo crowds, and most importantly, lay dragons. It's the most versatile class, and its various archetypes allow
Kind of.
you to fill literally any role, so who even needs anything else? Need DPS? College of Swords. Need a tank? College of Valor. Want to make rogues useless? College of Whispers. Need to get good at the game? College of Sit Down, Shut Up, and Listen. Your most important feature, Bardic Inspiration, is like the little girl Wolverine version of the Big Daddy Logan, and is absolutely game-breaking. By being a radiant concentration of pure awesomeness, you can allow anyone else an additional die to roll and add to almost anything. Think that weak-ass wizard won't be able to make the con save against that poison attack? Inspire! The fighter needs to land the killing blow on an enemy with a high armor class? Inspire! Your wingman just told you about a hot piece of sliz that walked into a high-class tavern and that he needs you to hype him up to be able to talk his way in and maybe nab a few extras on the way out for you? You best bet your ass that homie's gonna be inspired! In fact, screw
That's the... Yeah.
your wingman, you can do it yourself. Jack of all trades and expertise means whatever you're bad at, you're suddenly good at. And whatever you're good at, you're suddenly unbelievably amazing at. Nothing can stop you, well, maybe except a pretty face. By playing D&D, you automatically sign an unwritten contract that forces you to write your character to fall under the purest stereotype of whatever class you pick. Everybody
No, my character, like I said, is a wizard, and she is an airhead.
knows you have to follow that contract or else Matt Mercer will sneak into your house and throw foam noodles at you from the corner of your living room.
Go right ahead. It's like I might be out of spell slots, but I'm not out of rounds. No, sorry. It would be better if I just did that.
All wizards are smartass eggheads, all rogues are kleptomaniacs, and all bards are lust-compelled sex deviants. It's just the rules, I don't make them. And of course, the main gimmick of the bard is that it's artistically expressive in some way. People usually think this means musician. That's because their brain are like this, while my brain are like this. They can sing, dance, paint, prance, make a pretty dirt drawing with a lance. Plenty of ways to further enhance the battlefield if given the right chance. Now you know how to play bard, you're welcome.
Yeah, never played a bard. Definitely would be a fun character, especially with the fact that I will just randomly go into improv doing stuff. So, also, I'm not sure if we're going to do all... It says 20 videos, so I might do, like, just 5.
Now this may sound rather odd, but sometimes the best in the squad is the one with the cross who can smite like a boss by harnessing the bitch slap of God. With a mace that even ogres will flee, you'll cast and crush things with glee. Some think they're not
Oh yeah, he's definitely a bard player. Listen to this rhyming and singing.
strong, and those people are wrong. Welcome to a crap guide to D&D.
Yep, this would be the cleric.
The support is someone everyone wants on their team, but nobody wants to be. Lucky for you, the cleric is like a support that decided to buy a taser after being too fed up with being told to heal the barbarian who ran into a 1v20 encounter. Clerics are the religious...
That is my friend and my character. Somehow I'm in the front line of everything. The current campaign that we're playing, my character has warned everyone we have encountered that we just want to be friends, and we have unalived everybody else who didn't want to be friends, and they always still choose combat. Like, we were literally fighting these, like, floating, flaming heads, and the one was, they're being nice to us until we found the room they didn't want us to enter, and my character said, listen, you seem nice, but if you try to stop us, we'll make your death permanent. It's just like, and the thing was like, I was like, my character literally goes, will you fight us if we go into that room? And it just stood there. I'm like, okay, float up and down for yes, go left and right for no. It went up and down. It's like, I'm doing it anyway. And then the thing fought us and it did not live.
Just fandoms in the D&D world that are so crazy into their deities that they've turned their fangirling power into something that can actually pack a punch, having the same armor proficiencies as a fighter and the
Yeah, there's not much difference between, like, in the religious avenue of, like, I love my god of worship, and a warlock going, my patron.
sustaining capabilities of a paladin that's been juicing with unicorn hooves and dragonborn acid. They have so many teeth-grindingly infuriating spells at their disposal on top of all that dungeon masters all over the world universally agree to ban clerics from the game so as to not make encounters absolute nightmares to give proper challenge without throwing approximately 20 black dragons at one cleric alone to keep it balanced. Spells like Flash Gordon, Buddy Cop Weapon, and Does My Hand Smell Bad to You are so stupidly strong at such a low level it's
Guiding Bolt is 4d6s, so pretty much you rolled 4. You can roll 4 dice at one time, or roll 1 dice, and you can go anywhere from 1 to 6. That's how it works.
easy to forget why so many uncultured swine consider the cleric a designated healer. Anyone who does has either never played the class or considered the sword and shield a viable weapon in Monster Hunter. Wait, unlike most other
That's him.
classes, you pick your archetype at first level, and you have oodles, canoodles, and toaster strudels to choose from. To summarize, you have Heel Bitch, Nerd, Sunburn, and My Axe, Nobody Dies, Nobody Cares, and a couple of more that I'm too lazy to mention. Seriously, with how versatile and independently strong
Oh, yeah.
you can build a cleric, you can make up an entire party full of purely priests, call it the Amen, and bust down Tiamat's door demanding her lunch money. And she would just build her own toilet to give herself swirlies so she wouldn't have to endure the kind of bullying you're about to give her. Channel Divinity gives you special limited use effects depending on your domain, and can be as dumb as Turn Undead, where the power of the gods can make a zombie run away from you like it's regained its ability to smell and realizes you've been sleeping with your Jesus blanket that you haven't washed in months. Or as useful as Guiding Strike, where you can choose to add 10 billion points to your attack roll so you'll be able to
That's a little overkill. Just saying.
one fly with another fly's deuce being whipped around on a string like a yo-yo strung around your pinky toe while blindfolded. The only downside is that you get a pitiful amount of uses, like a gym 2 weeks after New Year's. And finally, the most notable trait of the cleric is Divine Intervention, where if you are a good boy or girl all year, praying happy thoughts and burning that dank holy kush, if you wish upon a star, the clouds in the heavens will part and the literal gods will stop playing their game of Jenga to fix whatever dumb problems you and your party have gotten into, and then avoid you for 7 days debating whether or not to write you a holy restraining order after seeing you pissed your pants fangirling over your religious senpai noticing you. And now you know how to play cleric. Amen.
Yeah, it kind of sounds about accurate on that one. I really have nothing to add. I love the little action figures. If he was smart, he would make these into like a 3D model and sell them.
I don't understand tree huggers. What is the
Oh, this is the Druid.
environment ever done for us? It's not like it provides oxygen, resources for tools, housing, clothes, food, and technology or anything important like that, and it's definitely not like it's home to various species of plants and animals required to keep the ecosystem alive to continue to feed mankind's insatiable appetite to destroy, consume, and rebuild in his own image, ultimately resulting in the annihilation of the very world that brought him into existence. Nah, fuck all
Yeah.
that. The environment clearly exists for us to skin innocent animals that are minding their own business so we can wear them as high fashion. I mean, just look at bears. All they do is steal
That's Monster Hunter. That is the definition of Monster Hunter.
my chips and shit in my backyard. Well, guess what, Yogi? It's payback time, and what better way to give it than undercover as one of their own? They'll never see it coming. Welcome to A Crap Guide to D&D. The Druid is what
I almost played Druid a few times. Like the 2 times we played, I'm like, Druid, I like nature. I like animals. And it's just like, eh.
happens when a ranger decides to fully commit to being a furry/hippie instead of just half-assing it because they're only trying to impress that sexy dryad they met in the forest that one time. They're primarily a casting class, but unlike clerics with their holy senpai, warlocks with their sugar daddies, bards with their awesomeness, or sorcerers with their rich magical parents' inheritance, Druid's magic comes from Mother Nature, and from first-hand experience I can tell you now she's an absolute bitch. Shut up, bitch. At second level, you can fulfill
Where is he living that he doesn't like nature and has bears? Are you Canadian?
Every furry's dream and transform into an animal. But not just any old lameo neon-colored oversaturated mess like Arjun Darksnout the rainbow dog with an indie band t-shirt over there. No, I mean cool animals like my
Hold on.
like Arjun Darksnout the rainbow dog with an indie band.
To Panic at the Blink-182 69. Oh my god. It's Panic at the Disco and Blink-182.
And t-shirt over there. No, I mean cool animals like my original character, Grabbelgene, the nocturnal giant toad. Don't steal! Your archetype will be based around whether you want to be part of the forces of nature or if you want it to work for you. To list them off, Land for different flavors of spells, Moon for when you want to take your persona to the next level, Dreams for if you secretly want to play a cleric, Shepherd for if you want to be king of the Wigglers, Spores for if you want to reenact The Last of Us, and Twilight for that sweet, sweet edge. Just like all the classes you're
Yeah, that's about pretty much there.
features improve with your level. Where druids differ is that their animal-related features mean that the beasts you summon or wear fursuits of don't necessarily get stronger, but rather they're thrown into the garbage and replaced by things with increasingly more fleas. Moreover, they gain additional features a regular animal couldn't imagine if it was high on
I don't think we trust cats with guns. I'm just saying, cats are dicks.
Devilweed, which gets fucking terrifying at later levels. Imagine this
Yeah, the druid companions are like Digimon.
scenario. You're walking in the woods, there's no one around, and your phone is dead. Suddenly, spiky thorns sprout out around you, making movement painful. An adorable bunny rabbit sitting in front of you, seemingly harmless, suddenly starts shooting giant bees out of its eyeballs and turning the tree branches around you into black mambas. Design an encounter for that, Dungeon Master. And now you know how to play druid, you're welcome.
Yeah, druids are seemingly very fun, but the amount of times that you actually get to do anything super cool with your powers is kind of limited.
Fighter-Man.
I'm about to say, is this his favorite class, the fighter? The most basic character that they could have done so much more with.
Fighter-Man. Overall, he is fairly bland. Hit some stuff, hit some more. Outside combat is quite a bore. Look out, he is a Fighter-Man.
The druid on the action figure just looks like something from Adventure Time.
Gee, I wonder what it does. It's a goddamn mystery. Who knows? I'll say it because nobody else will. If you pick fighter, odds are you're also likely to pick human because you're basic like that. And that's not just me saying that, it's science. Human fighters pop out of the woodwork like rabbits on Viagra because people are incapable
Oh, wow, that is an analogy there.
of choosing something unique even when they're given options like playing as a kobold paladin who prays to asteroids just before they crush an unfortunate man's cabbage cart. Just look at me for example.
Wow, that is some deep cut lore. That's the Cobalt, which is basically a dinosaur praying to a meteor, which we all know took out the dinosaurs. And the Avatar: The Last Airbender, my cabbage! Or in Avatar: The Last Airbender, Legend of Korra, my cabbage corp!
Example, artistic phenomenon and originator of the satirical talk fast genre of videos. What do you mean I'm not the first one to come up with the idea? I don't need these lies coming out of you. Everything I make is completely original and everybody knows it. Come on, Master Chief, let's get the fuck out of here.
Oh god, that is a joke willing to be getting hit over. That's clearly Samus.
Fighters are the purest essence of the combat side of D&D, all about hitting things hard and fast, getting into the thick of the fight, and hey, you get out of here, we're not talking about you. They're all focused around
Wait.
things hard and fast, getting into the
So, Witch Axe, Archer, and the Shield.
thick of the fight, and hey, you get out of here, we're not talking about you. They're all focused around rolling more dice than a Limp Bizkit song, as well as being straight up easy baby mode, because you get to start using any weapon you want, heavy armor, some ranged options, a free cheesecake, and a complimentary belly rub just for picking the class. Seriously, everything about it is geared towards being so noob-friendly, even a Monster Hunter longsword player will be laughing at you. If you feel
Oh, that's low.
so inclined during combat, you can heal yourself, attack twice, and take a second action to attack twice again, all in the same turn. And that's at 5th level. Not to
Oh, that is broken.
mention you getting more ability score increases than any other class means that if you go a turn without hitting at least something, then you must have made some kind of D&D sin that angered Gary Gygax, like getting weighted dice or putting milk in before your cereal. Fighter flavor
Who puts milk in before cereal? Like, I get it if you're going, alright, bowl, cereal, milk, eat, let me add more cereal, but
allow you to pick how you want to be hitting the bad guys, like being a magic bitch that can actually take a hit, or ride a bitch while you cut down a fool, or go all out sensei mode and just decide you want advantage for every attack this turn, so you're going to absolutely destroy a bitch. But odds are, knowing most fighters out there, champion is the best bet because it's basic. Yo, we heard you like fighter, so we put more fighter in your fighter. Just be sure to make your character a rough and grizzle-faced middle-aged straight white man with a two-handed sword and a mysterious and or tragic and or vengeful backstory just to fit the bill. Don't want to get too creative.
Wow, I didn't realize how many characters fit that. I'm actually surprised, don't say, where's Ezio? Yep, there he is. Right down there. Bottom right.
Now Dewey. And now you know how to play fighter, you're welcome. Hammer, bow, sword, and shield. There's no limit what you can wield. Plenty fights you have fought. Demon Lord's just another thought. This class, great for a newbie's first time. Plenty of damage to chime. Here comes the fighter man.
First one I took was Sorcerer, with like kind of like, with a slight twist. It was like Foxfear possessing a girl. That's how she got her powers. Oh God.
Oh, why? Because, bitch, you were taking too long. Welcome to a crap guide to D&D.
Was that his, like, drawing companion? I don't know. Animator? Remember the word.
Fighting is like a science and can be used for either side of the moral spectrum. It can be used for evil, like punctuating arguments, expressing a salty loss, and beating up nerds, or it can be used for good, like self-defense, artistic expression, and beating up nerds. And
my friend, Anna, is playing as a monk who really regret not making her character a rogue. Instead of just saying, you know what, I'm already pretty much rogue-like, I just don't have the one-hit abilities in playing as a rogue monk.
Monks are those who have trained heavily in the nerd beating up science of mixed martial arts, foregoing any sort of traditional filthy weapon proficiencies and
Wait.
heavily in the nerd beating up science of mixed martial arts, foregoing any...
Oh, okay, so we got... Top is the, king of the musical bonk. Crap. Why did I take a blank on that name? It's the Hunting Horn. Sword and Shield. That is Light Bowgun? Ham, the hammer, and the Great Sword. Let me make sure I got the Light Bowgun. Is that light or heavy? Nope, heavy bowgun. Okay.
any sort of traditional filthy weapon proficiencies and instead opting for wanting to punch, bam, boom, slam, kick, punch stuff. You start with no armor because, like a barbarian, you have the ability to deflect and dodge attacks with the power of your unconstrained birth.
Wait, what?
You start with no armor because, like a barbarian, you have the ability to deflect and
I don't know, man. Should I hit her or should not? She's naked and I'm uncomfortable.
dodge attacks with the power of your
I made the.
unconstrained birthday suit. But unlike barbarian, you don't have to rely on the pathetic material world to explodify goblins. You have your knuckles. Martial arts training means you can serve up extra punchables for the bad guys as a bonus action, so no matter how you're doing as Mama said, you'll be dishing out more pain-induced fistings than two lesbians who consider watching porn as a reasonable substitute for sex ed. But it's not.
I was gonna say I might send this to my friend because she doesn't know how to play her character, but until that line.
Not all coochie destruction. The monk is a slippery piece of work who's really good at avoiding any oncoming fistings, like a millennial trying to get their life together avoids self-care by catching them if
Yes.
they're a fist projectile, or dodging out of the way if it's an area of fists. As you grow stronger, you can translate a fist if it's punching in a different language, and avoid any infections if the fister forgot to take a shower that night. As a monk, your shtick is the key feature, but since I can't come up with any way to make this section much funnier, and also because key translates to poop in Thai, that's how I'm going to refer to it from now on. You gain more and more poop as you level up, and you can spend your poopy points on various skills to do all sorts of things, like stun people, reroll saves, mask yourself and turn invisible, and any other number of crazy things based on which anime you want to imitate.
True.
Would recommend Kensei so you could use the dual-wield chainsaw shotgun laser earrings if it weren't for the fact that every other archetype was just cooler in every way, wearing fancy outfits and taking the time to actually learn how to fist properly. Oh man, what a tough decision. Do I want to use a pokey stick or do I want to fire Hadoukens and Kamehameha blasts? What an enticing decision. I'm really
She took the way of the shadow or something like that.
gonna have to think about.
Don't stop, we're in luck now!
And now you know how
That is the original intro to Dragon Ball Z.
to play monk. You're welcome.
Okay, how long have I been doing this for? 24 minutes. Okay, we'll do one more.
Boy, I love the smell of justice in the morning. There's nothing more satisfying than knowing the good name of Sword and Shield has traveled so far and wide that not even the Pokemon games are free from their incredible...
Yeah, like I said, he's a big Monster Hunter fan, and he loves this Sword and Shield. It's a great weapon, don't get me wrong, but I'll hit you harder with other things.
Awesome influence. And it's about time too. You think I created this series to entertain and inform ignorant whelps of great hobbies their miserable lives are missing out on? Fuck no, it was to enforce the mighty name of the one true weapon pairing that triumphs all others. And if anyone were to step out of line, I'd bring down the wrath of...
Kind of like Gunlets. I do too. Better shield, and I can hit harder.
Which tear-ass children tell their parents to scare them before bedtime, and then collect the aftermath of the pants they all shit because it makes for great fertilizer. Welcome to a crap guide to D&D. Do you want to tank? Do you want to fight? Do you want a class that'll instill fright? Take up some plate and keep the goblins in sight, because you want to make sure they eat this paladin. Smite! The paladin is the first on a...
Our paladin in our group was a former teacher turned paladin, and the guy playing him is just like this such even keel person that he's just like, well, I'm gonna do this. It's just like, where's the wrath of a paladin?
A short list of hybrid-style classes, stealing a mix of features from both the fighter and the cleric, meaning it's better at physically painting the walls with blood than a cleric, but more gooder at grammar and spelling than a fighter. But it's also one of the few classes where role-playing becomes somewhat important. What? Role-playing in my role-playing game? They really should have put some kind of warning label somewhere. I'm not submitting to this shit. If I wanted to follow some sort of code, I'd be...
Yeah, they have a code of conduct, which I think in 5th edition, you can pretty much make it whatever you want.
Become a pirate so that I could at least plunder some booty while I'm at it. Otherwise, fuck you gods. If you want me to play your game of ethics, you can kiss my shiny plate mail. Alright, fine, just follow the code and don't do anything stupid that'll cause you to lose your paladin privileges, like a spoiled rich kid who's upset that he doesn't get a 4th Maserati to crash. Like the other all-up-in-your-grill style physical fighting classes,
Yep.
you gain proficiency with every goddamn combat-oriented item in the universe. And yes, that does technically mean that you can optimally play a paladin without a shield and not have to worry about being a less effective contribution to your party, but if you do that, I'm telling you now that you're wrong and I hate you and you're a big smelly doo-doo head. As a
I think our paladin main weapon is a hammer that he throws like it's like Mjolnir. Man, I'm gonna throw this thing and it's gonna come back to me.
Resident big fuck-off bringer of divine justice, your job is to harness the power of holiness or whatever other wacky power, depending on what oath you pick, to have everything else die while they bounce off of your full frontal crusade like a turd in the wind. That's true for just about every combat-focused class, but the paladin is especially good at it, what with having the aforementioned fighter-cleric combo skill set. You get multiple attacks, channel divinity, a free vaccination, casting abilities, more auras than that one silly anime that nobody likes, which...
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I tried watching it. I just couldn't understand it.
Which means you'll be so jacked that your mere presence will muscleify any nearby ally so that they look like a typical character from said silly anime that nobody
Yeah, like I said, that paladin's aura saved me at least twice.
likes. And lay on hands, a pool of health you can use to heal yourself or give a single hit point to your ally because that's all they deserve for not letting the rogue check the obviously booby-trapped room first. But we all know the real reason anyone picks paladin, and that's to never cast any actual spells, but instead use your spell slots to imbue your weapon with various flavors of smite! Because what good is striking down the heretics and heathens of the realm if it's not in the elemental attacking equivalent of your god sports team colors? You can smite with fire, laser pointers, brain freezes, sick bassy drops, and cheese! Cheese for everyone!
What?
Sorry, I meant force. Force is what it says. What is this, Stargate? And now you know how to play... Wait a minute, what the hell is that noise?
Alright, there's a good chunk of a crap guide to D&D. If you want me to finish this playlist, which I'm not even sure how much more is left in it. Let's see, there is... I'm on... number 8. So what's left is Ranger, Rogue, Sorcerer, Warlock, Wizard. So, if you want me to continue with this, let me know in the comment section. Give me a like. Go check me out. I'm going to flip over here. The past video and the gaming channel where I upload all my Twitch stuff too. It's also that's VTube. It's slightly different. That's it. That's all I have. I'll see you weird people later.